Yes, fumble them. The world not left now we an. Now we safe get for make salon go before. So me fumble them on a good evening, on a good morning, on a good afternoon, depending upon who say you day. Me na Abdul Karim Kagbo, and I go be on a host until Matilda come every Thursday, and Matilda go come soon. I know say plenty of una don't miss am, and in show we na salon issues. So in the meantime, I go sort of they occupy this hot seat, and definitely an officer talented like Matilda. But I go do my best for make sure say we all interact and we talk about Mama Salone. So me fumble them today Thursday, and I don't come back for let we talk about the quarantine them where they go on. We call the show Salon Issues, but not to only trouble them or challenges them what they talk about now this program. They also talk about the solution, some of the solutions them, not all, but some of the major solutions them. If the government they listen, we can give away plenty of the solutions them where we think say if they implement that, it will definitely help. Again, for the people that we just joined, me and Abdul Karim Kagbo, they are a big. I want we share this program, and for una we not download the app the VOS app, we una cable for listen to music live from Salone, and una can also watch soccer and plenty other beautiful programs them. And the soccer are top notch soccer. Una we like football. We in North America they say soccer, but Salone we they call them football in Europe as well. So for una we like football, including myself, if una dey into the league then in Europe and even sometimes American leagues them we they shoot them live now with various app. As una know, because of copyright and all other issues them, we not able for sure I'm not in Facebook because it costs boku money for like we able do that. So but with a show now we app and we show the games them also now we VOS web page we now the TV one the vostelevision.com. If you go there you go able for watch the games they will be broadcast live as well. All right, fumble them. Let we dive deep into it. Again, the appeal to let una share because this I want we able get as many people them for talk about the issues here as possible. So while they sort of encourage una for share because una know say me now as somebody way I need scared for answer questions. Questions them way unable answer. I go definitely ask una say, well, I go do more research and get back to una. But however, tonight, before I start, I lay the foundation is as to the program, the topics that we will discuss tonight. I want to remind una saying we get numbers that una can call, and if you didn't America, Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, we considered North America. You can call the toll-free number, and this you don't get for cost you anything at all. For call this toll-free number, and the number for call when are toll-free are 1-866-944-7722. 9866-944-7722. The reason we make the number here because they also broadcast this program on with VOS radio for the people and we either not get better data because we observe say beaucoup people and they listen to we na Salone. So for the one that we not get better data then cable for listen to the program on the radio app for like themselves. So I make or they call their numbers there. If themselves interested in calling, then cable for call their numbers there. So North America again, now toll free 1-866-944-7722. And if you in a UK, it can be local call depending upon who's part of UK. The way now +44-20-80-89-1455. UK number now +44-20-80-89-1455. And if you're in Australia, it can also be a local call, particularly if you're in around that Sydney area. So the number for call where they not go charge you long distance from we understanding now plus 612909843337. The local number for Australia now plus 612909843337. So for the one port, I so like for talk about this number because the number where you cable call from any side now the world, including the them place there where I don't just mention. If you feel say you know how for call their numbers in the direct, it will cost you anything. Just call the WhatsApp as long as you get data, whether not Salone or any side, you can able reach we now on WhatsApp and the number for call now 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. So now the numbers then they we get. I remember one time somebody text and say, "Oh, we get Boku people and we they want from Portugal. So let we find a Portuguese number, and some other people that don't call me back and say, "Oh, then we get Boku people and we they want now Netherlands." So we forget Netherlands number. As una know, if we say we cater for all the numbers, then they it go flop the screen, and plus it will cost we plenty money because we they pay for the number yeah, just for like una able get access to VOS. Let we talk about with Salone issues. So they are big. Una forgive we. Now make we don't lump the WhatsApp way on a cable call. Even though unfortunately with the WhatsApp, you know they're able for dinner queue compared to the other numbers them. But they are on a patient with we and let we make sure say we will accommodate everybody. And at that make I go encourage una we the una begin call they are una keep una calls them to 3 minutes because when una do 3 minutes we go get boku people and we go on for call and then self up multiple the thing that we will discuss. So that's that in terms of waiting they can call housekeeping items. So let we dig dive. Let we go deep into waiting we want to talk about tonight, Fambulem. So we make the topic general because if we say we put one particular topic, but people then probably go feel say, oh, we're not go talk about other things them. But we make them say the issues them, the current issues the way they make headlines, na Salone as of August the 31st tonight, 2023. So, like you know the rundown. Last week, I talked about the ICC letter where the information minister respond to maybe do interview na 98.1 where it talk about the ICC letter where they write to President Bill. So after me program and so somebody sent to me well few people them actually sent to me say oh, well Alpha Canway now the presidential spokesperson himself don't himself do interview na AYV and he talk about the same issue but similar to the honesty like we accept the record straight. I believe say Boku people given the emails them and messages that were received, Boku people appreciate that. Yes, tendency they say other people as then they accuse me, say me na APC, but also what I go do tonight, I go play first Alpha Khan in interview and like set the record straight from that interview day and it will be the main topic for tonight. The main topic for tonight go be I believe say Boko Funa don't see him but as I be dey prepare for Camna studio I see the American government through the US embassy in a Freetown on a Salone pull a tweet. So then pull a tweet and talk about and write by the tweet say then go restrict visa for people way no want for like democracy strengthen na Salone. So then put say undermining democracy. So then they will be the main topic. Let we talk about waiting in another letter, because again, America very, very important for Salone and for the whole world. We know say for now, whether you believe it or not, or say arguably, America are the most are the richest country in the world. And I go say at this point, they're very generous in terms of yes, they push their own agenda as well, but Salone don't benefit a lot from America. And an example go be the thing where I keep saying this, where people in dance, particularly with First Lady, a dance with Madam Fatima Abiyo, a dance not it and say America they can't give it 400 a million. That is not a small money, 400 million. Some people go say, oh, not small money, not change. But no, not to change at all. If you look the overall money or worth of Salone, as then go assess them by the what they call GDP, the gross domestic product. I be don't tell una before waiting that they mean, but I go say I'm back. In simple term, it means say all the goods and services meaning the labor where we dey provide, where you base na Salone, all whether na foreigner or Sierra Leoneans them, but all the goods and services where they use na Salone, they monetize them and convert them into currency, and the value of that na in the GDP, gross domestic product. So meaning that you go say now the value of Salone. So the value of Salone it is around $4 billion. So if you look at that 4 million day, na big chunk from that money day. I go say now about 1/8. So really, a fumble them. This now something we really want to make sure say about 1/10, I should say, where we all for maybe see and say now valuable something, because for like you get about 10% of you country worth. Somebody they help you spend that money there in a form of development for develop your country. The only thing with that no more is then get condition, and part of the condition according to I don't want to repeat all that, but I will come to that way we go into the program proper. But part of the condition for the MCC score compact we Naim Madam Fatima Biod be the dance for, and the information minister, they're all glad, the president be always, until quite recently, he be always, they quote the MCC, say, did they do well? Look at the MCC score, but for now, we don't press them, they kind of done, they move away from the MCC score. But the compact way now the benefit we Salone forget from the MCC venture day, it not show any side though the worth of it, but rumor numbers then they go all over the place. Say it will cost about $400 million. So if we look at that, that is a big chunk compared to the overall value of Salone. So then they don't suspend them. And in addition to that, now today they don't pull press release where I go show now in a moment, and the press release say they will restrict visa for them people I believe say particularly now the administration that they refer to, but then put them say the people way responsible for let democracy they go before na Salone, then go restrict visa now for let them enter America. And we know say America gets so much influence now the United Nations and plenty other organizations them, and even unilaterally then get so much influence where who knows they then can influence the other countries them like UK and France, Germany, like the advanced European countries them, for let themselves do something for put pressure on the government so then go do the right thing. And the thing where them specifically they ask for now for let ECSL release the numbers them so then go able for assess whether or not their numbers then be similar to the numbers them where the observers them self beget, because then get the IRF form where then able for use for compare some of their numbers then they. So specifically now that will be the main topic. But if time permit, another thing where I go on for touch on is the I go say the steps them we one of we find lawyers them na Salone when a lawyer Augustine Mara a use the act the Access to Information Act we that one they push ECSL for let they respond to them because the right to access information commission then give ultimatum to ECSL. I go show now all that. I just want to set the stage, let una know waiting I go for discuss. So then send ultimatum to ECSL and give them 7 days. Say them for within 7 days, then for reply to lawyer Mara. And then do that. So they reply yesterday when August the 30th. So which is good. To me, that they should say if we press the court system or the legal system go work. So that day I want to say kudos to all the people that were involved. But I go touch on that again if the time permit. And another thing where I go try for talk about now another communique where the government put out there, and this gets for do with another commission where that commission they then call that commission they the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, ICPNC. So the government put a communique where they say that commission they push the situation for let a better na Salone for let they mediate between the government and APC because we know say the issue mostly not in two party then they even though we the independent people and self we self deserve for know how people then vote for know the disaggregated numbers. So if time permit I go touch on that. And also if time permit another thing where I go talk about is waiting they happen outside of Salone, like now Africa in general. And quite recently, we be see overthrow na Niger. And within a week or so, we don't see now another situation na Gabon where they don't overthrow the government, the president. So if time permits, we go talk about that. And another side way I feel say we need for touch on Mifambulem now that area of the spillover effect. I go broadly say Salone it look like say with the export corruption, whether not coincidence now or Zimbabwe then take from Salone playbook. We see now Zimbabwe where the government rogue the election and even intimidate, threaten, and plenty of the things them way America then puts now them press statement as to the reason why they restrict visa for the Salone people them or the administration where them believe say they prevent for strengthening democracy in the country. So when we put all that together, now then thing and I want for let we talk about. And again, I want for encouraging her for let una share because a nice for let we share so people are able to understand and follow how we the discussion. So let I not spend too much time. Let I go straight. Like I say, I not go spend too much time on the situation, that interview where the presidential spokesman begin at AYV, but I just want for set some record straight. And at that make I want push for play. I'm not a long video where we get in about 3 minutes. So fumble them. I want for Leone pay particular attention. I don't want for cut time like look awkward. So I go play the video, the entire video, and I go come and point to on the side them way this man personally, I know sabi him, and I not get anything personally against him, but now once Sierra Leone and that way I not get respect for at all in terms of the patriotism. I don't feel say a like that country they now somebody was selfish and a crookish and it a lie agile again forgive me because I know say the African culture we not use for tell big person say they lie. But I don't take abroad, and that's not to disrespect, but lie na lie. And enough for the mislead given the position where it all enough for the mislead deliberately, because to me it sound deliberate. For deliberately they mislead the people of Salone. So now that make I want for we all take the time, listen to them where it talk about the United Nations and the letter where the ICC apparently sent to President Bill, and this not the way how is spin them. So I want for we all am day let we all am accountable, because some of them thing and they not good for the country. So me family let we listen, and I will come back after the video. Thank you. Now not going away. Let we listen together, please.
With regards to all of these problems that happen, including the Ukraine war, all the thing in Niger, the thing in Mali, they will have to talk about these things. So the impression whether they give or say, then invite President Bio is wrong. It's not an invitation, it's a request.
And the president
he can accept or he not can accept. But I not say President Bio himself want to talk to Karim Khan, because he will be a key member of the world peace discussions for the next 2 years among 15 countries, only 15 countries. 5 of them now permanent members. And Africa and the South America and the other worlds are represented by 5 groups, 5 countries: Algeria, Guyana, Republic of Korea, Sierra Leone, and Slovenia. This is not the new one the way they go in. And all of these 5, then don't get this kind of request. Then don't send to them, see, they want for meet themselves. So it's a general request for a while and they Karim Khan my interest for talk to the people the way they go into the UN Security Council come September.
It's a way of building the bond, like you mentioned, and being that Sierra Leone is member also in the security, non-permanent security council, and very significant. We know how Sierra Leone fight very hard, for going to that council and what it mean, and how significant in terms of building the country back, into the lost glory. And like you mentioned, it's a request from the president, and he stated clearly that now
it's not a request from the president. It's a request from the prosecutor.
From the prosecutor.
For let him meet with president.
Yes.
For make them get to know each other. Make it like how we say pantimnesi sapamuru. You do go knock my in Belele, what they think about Una and the things they wanna get pending within the work they do. So you knock in Belele.
Well, I should say the president would have received that letter.
Oh yes, that's why I have it.
Yeah, sure. And so
the president will receive them. They send them to the New York office of the president. That is with permanent secretary.
But the president would not be informed that a letter from the ICC is there for the one for meet with him.
I am the presidential spokesman.
Sure.
If I get him, they take nothing on social media. I can see that.
No, so it means the president goes also want for meet with them.
Oh yes, of course. Oh yes, if time permits, he want for meet with them because it will help in work. When you go to the UN Security Council, now 15 people only, they decide about things that are happening in the world. The one whole world, 193 countries. President Bill will be one of those 15 people. For the next 2 years, we're going to decide what will happen. For instance, like AMISOM in Somalia now, whether they for extender or not for extender, the Security Council has to take those decisions. And this decision, now there are 15 people and they take that one. Even though we are not permanent members, What you get for talk and I go be well. Let me give you the example of 1973, when the late Honorable Solomon A.J. Pratt, now being the representative of Sierra Leone, died in the permanent mission. It will be able for if we go inside the security guards 50 years ago. And since that time, we'll not go again, we'll not get opportunities, and now we get this opportunity. And it was while Sierra Leone was there. Now they will be able for then take China, the Republic of China, the People's Republic of China, for come into the Security Council rather than Taiwan. Now Sierra Leone do that. Now you understand why the friendship between Sierra Leone and China is so thick for the past 50 years. Now we nominate and lobby for China for let be a member of the United Nations Security Council. So that position which we President Pio, they go hold in the next 2 years in no small.
Fumble them. Again, no disrespect. I not personally sabi Alpha Khan, so no personal grudge for Alpha Khan. But fumble them is a boku thing in the space of less than 4 minutes. So the first thing first, una go be the judge. Okay? So if first say not to invitation, a request. And we all hear from the information minister say na invitation. And the letter, according to the information minister, say na invitation. So again, me not an English teacher, but let us show now the difference between request and invitation. Now similar words. So then we people here we feel say they go to school, they're so lazy for even do research. But let's show now, yeah. Now this now from online and a put clearly say now then get similar meaning. The invitation and request. So invitation now request to participate or be present or take part in something. Request now an act or instance of asking for information. But they make it clear at the bottom side who say they use request versus who say they use invitation. So the bottom side, let I highlight them so una not go miss waiting at the read. So the bottom side, this side, it said request is a synonym for invitation in bid topic. In some cases, you can use request instead of the word invitation as a noun or a verb when it comes to topics like call, proposal. And we all know, say where people want put proposal, they say request for proposal, something like that. So, but let me go now to the invitation side, how they specify the invitation. Whose appropriate way where you can use invitation. So here they say invitation is a synonym for request in bid topic. You can use invitation instead of the word request as a noun or a verb if it concerns topics such as call, question, or petition. Una get them clear. For call for something, or you want for ask questions, or you want for ask somebody, you want for petition somebody. So la pause there, given then two clarification then there. So una no feel say it clear say na invitation are the appropriate word and na in the use by the letter. So how Alpha can want for spin them unable understand. And that's make they say some of them people here, and this not a presidential spokesperson. Somebody where potentially get for the answer interview, the way get for they do interview with international organizations where non-Sierra Leoneans then get for they listen. So for like they do then kind here, in my opinion, now disgrace to we country. And let me move forward. And the other thing where he say, I be don't make an last week very clear. Say ICC not a part of United Nations. Where he say all the other new entities entrance into the Security Council, the ICC sent to them similar invitation letter. That's not true. I be don't make them very clear. And I show una will be watch me program last week. I show una clearly usai na the UN website where say ICC is not part of the UN. And we, as I go back now, the ICC their website, I show una back where ICC website show say ICC independent. So not a part of United Nations. So how then go do this routine thing where not a part of United Nations? So that's now another false assertion. So fast forward, it talk about say Salone. Now we in fact, I go paraphrase them now. Now we advocate for China. Let China go get permanent seat now the United Nations Security Council. Then they say I go show una in a moment. Say then they say false. I go show una the original country. There are 17 countries led by Albania. I go show now then countries then they. And I go read them for now. I go back na the internet, show na the internet. And the other thing, before I show now that, where Alpha can say, it says Salone will be going to the Security Council 1973. Then they say, I don't know if na a misspoke, but then they say no accurate. And I go show na back Usten Salone be go na the Security Council. But first, let us show una. Eti in talk about 1973. Let us show una Ustem China. That resolution day where then pass the term where China became permanent member of the Security Council. As a matter of fact, China now break. Initially, now the Republic of China where today na Taiwan. So Taiwan, if you quote and unquote in today's name, so the Republic of China with America and all the permanent members them, now founding members them of the United Nations. So technically China don't be part of the Security Council. It just happens say we then break from ROC when a Republic of China when now not Taiwan. Then break because of again I don't want to read Boku things them. I just want to set the record straight and let una see how dangerous we presidential spokesperson be and how disgraceful it a lie and a TV. And remember all the non-Sierra Leoneans they even in a Salone we probably go to watch that program day. So it say now 1973 and now Salone advocate for let China gain a permanent seat now the United Nations Security Council. All the one in are false. But let us show una false. The countries them we be help China for like they then go to that particular level there. Again after we then break from the ROC, now then become PRC, People's Republic of China. So issue be there between the two and saying, okay, well, we will continue to accept the ROC when a Republic of China, when now not Taiwan, for let them continue with their permanent seat, or we will recognize because they don't recognize United US and other countries, even Canada, we don't recognize China, the Republic of China as partner. But the problem now is they not be recognized for be part of the Security Council. So now that make then country let I show now the proceedings at the United Nations. So I go read them slowly. I not go read the whole thing. Me fumble them. I go kind of so again. the time where China gained permanent seat, the PRC, the People's Republic of China, where then gain permanent seat now the UN, now be October 25th, 1971. So Mr. Alpha Khan say Salone get seat now the Security Council, non-permanent seat now the Security Council in 1973, but China then come as permanent member of the Security Council. Republic of China come as permanent member now the Security Council in 1971. So how Salone, according to dates them, how Salone get permanent seats now the non-permanent seats now the Security Council in 1973, where China get the permanent seat in 1971. So how 73 you able influence something where don't happen in 1971? So, but I go give them the benefit of the doubt. I get that date they wrong. But let's read this. On 15th July 1971, 17 UN members. Number 1, Albania. Number 2, Afghanistan. Number 3, Belarus. Number 4, Bulgaria. Number 5, Burma. And now Myanmar. And 6, Cambodia. 7, Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia, excuse me. And number 8, now Egypt. Number 9, Hungary. Number 10, Iraq. Number 11, Mongolia. Number 12, Poland. Number 13, Romania. Number 14, Saudi Arabia. Number 15, Syria. Number 16, Ukraine. And number 17, Yemen. 17 UN members, led by Albania, requested that a question of the restoration of the lawful rights of the People's Republic of China in the United Nations be placed on the provincial agenda of the 26th session of the United Nations General Assembly. So, una see mi fambulem, Salone not there among the 17 UN members. And by the way, Mr. Alpha Khan, it talk like say, now the Security Council, now they vote for this resolution. Then the self now falls. This resolution, now the General Assembly, and I go show now very quickly. The General Assembly now then vote for this resolution. And let us show now, it kind of tiny, but una de siam na ya. The UN General Assembly resolution, the resolution number na 2756. For let China get, una see the subject, restoration of the lawful rights of the People's Republic of China in the United Nations. And una see the vote, so you get 76 votes for in favor for let China, the People's Republic of China, let them get a permanent seat in the UN Security Council, and you get 35 will be vote against it and 17 abstain. But because of they don't adopt that 2/3 majority, and this according to the law for let them pass them, they get the number, so they be adopted. So this, and when I see the date now 25th October 1971. So Alpha Khan, you talk about 1973, then you're not correct. Now 71. And let us show una really say when Salone began a non-permanent seat now the Security Council. Let us show una that back. When I look at this, let us increase them a little bit here for the people we probably not go see. So if una see this na United Nations, and una will check for any country, you just they click on this bottom arrow and you type any country, and they come up and you go see the profile. So look Salone. And they put the cursor against it. Una see Security Council for Salone. It start 1970 and end 1971. So Alpha Khan talk about say this Salone going to the Security Council 1973, then they wrong. So again, this Nade Agotap in terms of Alpha Khan, the talk we talk, most of what he say, but a short interview less than 4 minutes. Most of it's not lie. So yes, Salone be part of the Security Council, but the term where he put not correct. So Salone be there in 1970 to 1971, and I just don't show una the say na General Assembly. Now they then vote for that resolution day, not to the Security Council at all. And let us show una me fambulem the countries them. Yes, Salone be vote yes for like China get a permanent seat, but for say Salone advocate, I'm not. In fact, according to the way we put them, now Salone is sick. Make China get Security Council permanent seat now the Security Council. Let me distinguish this. The Republic of China we now Taiwan, a different now with the People's Republic of China. So I want for let we make that distinction there. But if you lump the two together, you go say China be done there from the inception, from the beginning of from the establishment of the United Nations. China be done be part of the Security Council as a permanent member. It just be happen, I must say, today China, when at the People's Republic of China, not to aim be directly represented at that time. At that time, now be the Republic of China, when now not Taiwan. And I make some of una way they follow international pressure. The People's Republic of China, they try now for put pressure on Taiwan, they say now then get Taiwan because of all that history there. And now the People's Republic of China, they're very strong past Taiwan. So they want for use that bullying tactics and all that. But then they now cite something. I just throw them there for people way where they follow international news and things like that. So let us show now the countries them, because the first thing I be shown now, I be just show now the number of people countries then will be say yes to that resolution they for let the People's Republic of China gain seat now as permanent member of the Security Council. But last show now specifically the countries them I believe say a clear for now enough. So you see the 76 countries them I highlight Salone, and this now the General Assembly at that time. The total number of countries them will be part of the General Assembly, part of UN, now be 228 countries them. And Salone, yes, Salone vote yes. But look at the countries them we vote alongside. So you not go say because Salone vote yes, and in order nowhere you say Salone now Salone particularly make China get permanent seat na the UN. That is a complete false. So I want to pause there and let I open the phone line now, because before we go straight to the main topic, if anybody get any question regarding waiting Alpha can say, make I know, and waiting I go do, let I try for pull up on our question, on our comments them, and let I go address the one them way I believe say a question, la address then questions then they. And another thing where I want for also do again, because as a Sierra Leonean, to me I feel say it very important for let we find way I will go fix the country. So waiting I'll try for do this time around, because Boku people because of my last name, automatically by default they say me na APC. And somebody or few people say, oh, Mr. Kagbo, you don't change. Previously, where you be present as it's probably the term way I be CEO of VOS, I be different, I be balanced or something like that. But let tell you now clearly, me energy, I go put her more on the current administration. If President Bill go, by God's grace, if God give me the long life and give US stable influence, any government we get for calm. Predominantly in other governments they will go talk about. I don't say I'm repeatedly on this platform saying we the only learn from history. We need to change history. So why would they spend so much time for talk about history where we can able to spend that amount of time and energy for talk about the present and see how we can able influence the present and the future? Because now then particular period and day we can able for change. For lack, if they go in the wrong direction, let them go in the right direction. So I want to take me time and spend and play for now a program what we do in February 2018. And we all know say, Mother Biono be president at that time. Let una yeri me program waiting I be talk about the former administration. This not just for set the record straight, because I know feel say not to say it bother me per se, but I want for let we concentrate more on the topic of discussion here instead of we go back and forth. Oh, you know APC. No, that again, na me right, okay? If I be and belong to any party, but to me, it defeats the purpose where we deny. The purpose, in my opinion, where we they are for now for like we able see how we can influence the current situation and make the future better for we and we picking them to come. So let us just play for now, maybe 5 to 6 minutes of the previous broadcast where we do the broadcast where we do in 2018, and I believe say then they go rest that accusation of Usaimide and una forget about the thing and what they talk about were more important than saying Mina APC advocate or whatnot. But let pause there and let her play for una this for the people that will be the watching before. Dear una forgive me, but I feel safe for let we able get meaningful discussion with respect to we country, the way forward for we country in nice for our set the record state. So una go forget now about that. Hopefully it go solve them because it remind me so much of Obama and Trump. Where Trump be they accuse Obama say not to America, born America and stuff. It be don't be they come a distraction to Obama and the campaign. So some people say, oh, let Obama not listen to him, but it be still they become very loud. So Obama decide for make the release in long form birth certificate. And after where he released that, Trump shut up. And in fact, Obama flipper now begin make fun of Trump. And up till now, Obama able him and not get any other way again for come at Obama. So again, this na respect to una and for people and we get that doubt. Say all waiting that they say so now because I don't like the administration. We not too true. I like my country more than Marabio. I know Sabi and Sef. I know Sabi and Escoma. I know them personally, but my country, I love my country. Question whether you question it or not. But let us play this and I will come right back for dive into the topic proper. The main topic, I should say. Whereof, please do not call me and I will be more than happy for broadcast now this media. So the things them we go touch on, the first thing we I want for touch on without with respect to corruption. Now the Minister of Transport and Aviation, Balogun Koroma, that they call him nickname aka Lagos. So he spent about $12 million for buy 100 Chinese made bus, like them bus them way from China. About $12 million. That not a small money where you calculate them in Salone money. That in a billions and billions of dollars. So what didn't happen? But then on the bus then they were supposed for buy. Now only 80 of them boss then it delivered to the government. So what did happen with the balance 20 boss them? The government not tell me much. They don't pass any inquiry for ask Balego Usai is spend that 20 Usai he carry the money for the 20 boss them way deliver. So tap the me fumble them. But then boss then we all know na Salone. Plenty of them boss then they don't even broke down. And $12 million within a short time, the boss them broke down. So when deliver all the boss them where they give money for buy, when are 100, you only deliver 80. The 20 we don't know who side it go. And with the 80 boss that you bring come, then the boss they were not even better. And the interesting thing me fumble them boss then they for right now, the one them way they run, way by the 80 feel the way they run. That one and the way they run, APC, they use them boss then they for their campaign. And as a matter of fact, that they wrong because now state-owned property. So APC not get any right for legally though for use them Boston they win a government boss for the campaign because the campaign is considered non-governmental thing. Down there na party event. So party events I not think say the APC for use the government boss them for the campaign. So three things them if I them. One, the money where the government give Baligu for buy 100 boss them, buy all the boss them. 20 boss day where we don't know what will happen to them. And of the second point of the 80 boss then they, but of them don't broke down. The third point of the one that way they run, APC they use them boss then they for campaign. So now the 3 points then that, and clearly then they to me now a clear definition, classic definition of corruption. So you use your position for use state-owned property because una currently they in power, and two, because of the government itself, beaucoup of them get issues where they engage in corrupt practices. It's very, very difficult for let them go after Balegu in terms of inquiry. So that's not a difficult situation. Now let's fast forward to another person where himself, I will say, he mixed by this corruption where with a try for tackle na Salone. Now the ex-CEO of Sarah Rutile, John Sisse, and he run, Rutile like a government, like institution, and a company, because he basically sell the company the way doing privatization exercise. So basically he sell the company for 20 million, and this 20 million where he sell the company is way less than the assessment, like the value of that money, that company day. And according to the balanced value assessment, the company be worth about 70 million. So how you go sell 70 million property for 20 million? The thing where I want for draw to our attention here is I don't get any clear indication say they pay more than that, but I just the point to una say in terms of where it comes to corruption, plenty time, and then they waiting they call anecdotal evidence. We all know say government offices them. When it comes to government property, then can make arrangements with the buyer. And the buyer, it will give them a little bit higher amount for the property, but yet the person with the buyer go make arrangement for the books, the papers them, then sign for amount way very low. So it just there between them and the person we buy them. And a practice we very, very common now Salone. And even plenty countries them now Africa. So I know they say for sure that now the case that where Mr. Cisse do, John Cisse do, but the possibility there because it's sell extremely lower than the market value for that company there. So let's fast forward now to the third one. So Mohammed Gento of Gento Group. So the government award them about $60 million. This not to Salomon now US dollar. So now the worth of the contract where government award Mohammed Gento of Gento Group. And out of that $60 million day for make roads. And we all know that money is not a small money for make roads. Yes, the government don't make some roads them, but plenty of their other roads them we don't make, we all know. Say, then contract here, then can take the money and not do much about the roads them at all. And una go agree with me, say plenty of the roads them na Salone that right now they're unfinished. And sometimes in there, people like say they will just sort of throw away gravel and then pass paint panam and then say they don't make the road. And after a few in the season, they all dig back. So let we look into that. And clearly, $60 million, then they not a small money for make roads than a Salone. And it's supposed to go far. But so far, given the roads that we see, this money is definitely mismanaged. And one thing about where governments they give contract, very clear. Say plenty contracts the way governments they give. Some of their contracts then they own fumble, they own friends, they own and they under the Ministry of Forestry, Food and Agriculture, and they do as much as we expect them for do. Because otherwise, look what they happen. Plenty things them they now import we they import them. So if that Washinga, aka that's the norm for. Now the former Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, and now Deputy Minister of Trade, and is responsible for buy ambulance them at Salone during the Ebola. And what did he do for buy the ambulance them? He buy some powder them. And the powder where he buy is say for one about 15,000 yen, where go be equivalent of about $20,000 for one of them so-called ambulance the day during the Ebola. And at least 20 of them boss the day, explain for them. So they get money for buy ambulance them for the boss. For the Ebola, and 20,000. Remember, $20,000 for one. $20,000. It buy very, very good second-hand boss. And if in fact we buy, let's say American boss them, and go even buy some 10 kinde. I go able to buy a boss way that less than 3 years old. So, but we all know, say yes, Japanese vehicles them, but Kuboku fitters the Sabi operates them vehicle and they in a Salone, which is good because Japanese vehicles them they be a weather na Salone. But waiting I want to draw to an attention here, $20,000 for one bus, and 20 of them bus then they will be supposed to report, report on them. And the worst thing is the bus them where he buy, not to any better bus them at all. And this man, the man where in addition to in corrupt practices, he also gets attitude problem. And why I say he gets attitude problem? At one point, he gets issue with somebody in Sussex. Now a restaurant now Sussex, and this restaurant, somebody there waiting sort of happened there, explain clearly. But he slapped the person and said the person don't recognize him. That's not you. Even Ernest Koroma. If Ernest Koroma come to Canada, I can choose not for go see him. Because not when they feed me. I go respect him as the president of Salone. But guess what? Ernest Koroma, now waiting they call first amongst equal. Me and Ernest Koroma, we equally be citizen of Sierra Leone. So me and Into now equal. It be citizen, I be citizen. So you as deputy minister, if I don't say this about Ernest Koroma when I'm the president, say they above any Sierra Leonean. Now the same Sierra Leonean citizen as that Makituma where they sell na Bombay. So the only thing is, as they can say now first family. So now first among the equal citizens there. So nothing no give you the right, Mr. Deputy Minister, for slap anybody because the person don't recognize you. That's not complete arrogancy. And that they show say you not deserve for rule Salone. You not deserve for be minister, deputy minister. Because that's now one major disqualification. For God's sake. Hello, Fambulem. I decide for play up to that side. Welcome back. I decide for play up to that side where I talk about Ernest Koroma. Say Ernest Koroma na citizen like that person, that woman where they sell na Bombay market. So some of una we feel say where they say all this about President Bill. Oh, President Bill na semi-god. No. The thing where I say about Ernest Koroma in 2018, say not to God, not to semi-God, and Ernest Koroma equally be citizen as that woman who they sell na Bombay market be citizen. The only difference are first family, first among equal. I still maintain that position there about Mother Bill. So again, you see, as we dey talk, this, I don't know if it's a man or woman, but the picture now, woman, Ayo Taylor, you now one of the people where consistently they brand me as APC. So now I they set the record straight. If you go back, you listen to that sentence where you capture. I say pass Salone money na plenty money. Yes, I mistake and say billions of dollars. But like how somebody say, me na human. I can make mistake. So then the context, if you listen carefully, you gonna know say the context now local currency they talk about. But instead of you kind of correct your assertions, your false accusation, your distractive motive, where you can always come at this program, now you want to distract again. So you see people like Kuna, they pull that country there. You see how I go for Ernest Koroma? You see how I go for ministers them? You see how on earth the corrupt practices that will be happen during the process. Now over an hour video that one day I be make. I ever say we APC? So I go tap there and I not go answer you again. Anytime you say me na APC, Definitely, now your opinion. You liable to your opinion, but the people them where I go say they're in between, where they think of the country first. Now they are the appeal to. Say, let them not allow people them for confuse them with just APC. So anything else you did talk, it don't matter. Now that kind of distractive tactics there, and we not go be quiet for let we country go down the drain. Whether not APC, SLPP, repeatedly I don't make them. Then two parties, then they're not good for the country. Let's take calls. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Good evening, Mr. Cabo. Calling from the United States.
Hello, my brother. Thank you so much for calling. What's your contribution for tonight, sir?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cabo. Let me start by saying that we appreciate you going back playing that video to try to inform some of the people that are accusing you of being partisan. My suggestion, Mr. Cabo, is majority of us that have known you, I've known you for the last month watching you. I mean, just by your presentation, we can tell you're not partisan, you know? And I would suggest not to worry about the distractors. You know, that will happen, my brother. That always happens. You know, if you say that then people and they you to try for proof to, you will waste all your time. Like there's a lot of stuff that you wanted to talk about, but you spent like the last 20 minutes trying to prove yourself to these people. It's not worth it, my brother. You just continue to stay fair, balanced, and truthful. You know, that's all you need to do. Don't worry about the rest. Everyone is going to accuse you. This is going to go on forever, my brother. The next administration too, when they come in, the people that they support you right now then get a turn against you again to accuse. This is how politics work, unfortunately, in a Salone. Yeah, but let me move on.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Indeed. Let me move on to a bigger point with this. With the Alpha Conde thing, Alpha Can thing,
yes.
I saw the interview. It was just a nonsense interview. And the sad part of interviews in Sierra Leone, there is no fact check, there is no follow up, there is nothing. If you look at the softball questions that are coming to this man, you will be mad, you know. And the questions that come across Salone, the Sierra Leone media, when you look at it, it's very, very unfortunately, you can tell these guys are even scared to ask the real questions. But to a bigger point, so let me take this to a bigger point. I think, I don't know how many people watched the Zimbabwe election a couple days ago and over the weekend. And Sierra Leone, the APC government, they should look at what Zimbabwe is doing, the opposition is doing. They can learn a lot from the opposition. You see, over there, even though it is also corrupt, even though the last election, even the courts, as corrupt as the last election was, the courts did not annul the election and let the government took power. But the same opposition this year again is going to court, and they're prepared, they're ready to make noise. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the whole thing with Sierra Leone and Zimbabwe, it's equal. It's equal with what happened in the election and all the shenanigans that went on with the election. But this is in a broader point. I hope African Union must look at this seriously, must look at the security seriously, must look at elections seriously. Because what's in the happen right now, we see a snowball effect of military taking all over countries in Africa. Today, in less than 3 years, we are 9. It's 9 countries already. And I assure you, my brother, we're still in this summer of coup. Just watch, donate. You know, I truly believe in not doing it. Within the next month or two, you will see a couple other countries fall into this. And I am worried about Sierra Leone. I am very, very worried about Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
You know, with all the restrictions that are happening in Sierra Leone, both within Sierra Leone and outside Sierra Leone, and
Yes.
with this discussion, I'm worried that we might be next. And that is frankly very worrying and very scary.
Great point, my
know?
brother. Unfortunately, other people in another line, but you did make great points, and thank you for the advice. Let we give other people a chance. There, big call back. Let you try for finish your thought, because again, as I will say clear up front, if time permits, I will talk about Zimbabwe and the Gabon issue, and how, like how you say, Salone, particularly APC cable, land from the Zimbabwe opposition. Thank you so much for that reminder. But I get plenty of things for talk about, and thank you for the upfront advice. Let me take another call. By the way, though, now something I do deliberately, and thank you to that, my brother. But I know very well say with anybody, you're not able to please 100% of the people them. But I just feel say it don't take where I be deliver that program day now 2018. So for Boku people and where they watch now, for lack they really pay particular attention to the topic of discussion, let that distraction or they make a feel say a responsibility and for oblige the people them now it make a replay that video day. Now something I do deliberately, not to for just the distractors them. This particularly people them where they na the middle for lack I bring them on board. Let we all push Salone go before in one little way. All right, let me take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and say they call from, please?
And I mean, Anthony, I did do so.
I did do well, brother Anthony. Thank you so much for calling. And what do you take for tonight's program, sir?
Well, I just come. I've been the rush for common work for make I come meet the program.
Oh wow!
But maybe get a lot of the discussion.
Okay.
Especially when they try reverse or what we done they talk before. And at some point, I know they are they in line with this last caller where we don't just talk to. This program, some of we will they listing them, we need for go before. Then some man this government then get some kind powerful people where they go all sides for make them able to disrupt people that no more make them not listen. I remember one time again where you've been there with Kadi, that Jamos they been there. Now we don't say I'm not gonna listen this program again. Because some people then lucky for them at the table for see them, but we not get the luxury the time when they try for wrap people them brain. Not so kind like you again people then they wrap them brain. It no need for discourse, it no need for support somebody. This na distraction. Like we they try for listen quick, then we go back for sleep or we listen other channel there. I know I make the labor much on the other people here. We get people in that country where this country don't wreck today. Mother bio, na the forefather no more. But we get some even native people, even these people person where they try for correct you. Some say not sabi what in but you they ready for distract and you they follow them. You say, oh, I don't win them. Do a lot they come up and anything and they give me the message we're supposed for give we. After we don't listen, we they listen. I know they listen to nobody where they distract them. Now make where are they by all beginning topic? Are they listening and throughout? Some people are whether they give them the chance for sit down and interview. Now then they talk all rubbish because now the engine down there whether they sabotage the country. Where some man get weak mind, they not sabi nothing, and they follow them. But like me, so I understand. Nobody no get talk at the assess. Who side the good day, who side the bad day, who side the good day, everything they left to me. But not to them kind of man. And you read your program, I don't see a lot of antagonists there when they attack you simply because they talk the truth. Yeah, they go they show you the current information we need before we go for sleep. Yeah, the day.
Absolutely. No, not to Tiwa intend for pay too much attention. After this, like I say no more. For the new people,
majority then they listen to you. You na message they give the message. Do ya?
All right, well positioned. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Let me take another call. So, WhatsApp. Go ahead, please. VS Network. Hello. What's your name and who say the call from, please? WhatsApp.
I call from Washington.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. Go
Yeah,
ahead, please.
Thank you very much for your good work we dey do. You know, for a long time I don't follow you and they watch your programs. Once I want for continue for admonish you, just stay focused. Avoid the one the way they can criticize some man, not to the country elect. Some man in party, in political party na elect. Some man in region na elect. Some man in tribe na elect. So no matter what happen, as long as na in political party they on board, or na in tribesman they on board, and they see anything wrong. So not try for proof point to anybody, just focus on what you do and stay tuned. Also, this interview we show with Alpha Khan, no, not only you interview this way, then guys what they do, they lie for the Salone people them. I can always don't tell people and say anybody who they listen to AYV or listen to SLBC forget a news or 98.1 forget news, and the wrong news and they get because there people and the world and they now not to show them the day before who know them. Now every total they do now just stage manage. You know, I believe say you as an interviewer or you as a journalist, you therefore be versatile. They tell me I be go study my teacher work, becoming a teacher. Once they can tell me say as a teacher, people expect you for know everything. So even though you get your area where you master, but if you make sure say you know other things and because any total argument accommodation more go ask that Monday or more go ask that person because in a teacher because they expect you say if you know. So I same to journalists them. Journalists make somebody where the interview not just kind of talk something you just swell at them. You say get for know. You get for do research. And because anybody they can interview, you know which they can interview the person about. So do your research. And if the person say something, counter them, say no, not so. Now this and look how you count, you point them. Everything where they happen right now, again inside the internet. Everybody will enter to for no, just go on the internet, they know. Concerning this election, we happen now Gabon and this other country.
Zimbabwe,
Zimbabwe. Now similar to what happened in Sierra Leone. But the only difference between this Zimbabwe election and Salone election, we make APC, they say they're not gonna court. What people don't understand in this. Before ever Cornell announce the result, they don't already go set up. They don't go set up. Everybody don't go. They don't set everything up for make them go swine the president. So
okay,
everything.
Yeah, my brother, sorry for the interruption. Again, you said they make valid point, but unfortunately, we get plenty calls them on the queue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they round up? Okay,
yes.
are they round up?
Okay.
So this is the problem. So immediately, Cornell announced the results. They don't swear the man inside. In the case of Zimbabwe, it not to so it happen. So there is a room. So during that room, the room we left vacuum. Now in the opposition use for gonna court. But this one, this one at Salone, there was no room because everything was planned. Everything was planned.
Well,
So,
in terms of Yeah, in terms of that though, the constitution make it clear, say you can swear in like immediately or something. So we not go blame the president for that. But thank you very much for the point.
You're
Well
welcome.
taken. Thank you. God
Continue.
bless. Yes, sir. Thank you. Again, I really, and I'm so glad though, the comment and stuff. But like I say, I do it deliberately. But I don't labor too much on the points. The phone lines them. I don't even go through the main topics of the phone lines then jam. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting at your name and who say they call from, please.
I had a call from Washington, D.C.
Wonderful. Go ahead, please, with your comment. Thank you.
Look, I get a few points now from Nick. You say African the lie. I know, it's very indecent for tell somebody say the lie, especially somebody interact with it. Right? And obviously you don't ever get any personal interaction with Alpha Khan. It may be you could say the decent
I go answer your questions there after you call. Line up hit into your time.
No, hey,
Yeah.
let be a dialogue. Just tell me. You don't ever interact with them?
No, not necessarily. Look the definition of lie. So you not necessarily for interact with somebody.
Let me tell you one thing first. In the first place, the statement we make maybe not true. That does not make him a liar. That's the difference. Well, okay, let's continue. But you say Alpha Khan say Sierra Leone advocate. If you go back and watch your old video, don't ever use the word advocate. So that Sierra Leone, you say waiting Pratt, nominate. You use the word nominate, not advocate. So if you say the lie because they make statement we don't agree with, what do you mean for say we use advocate for nominate?
So again, just quickly, as I say, they make the assessment. I say they paraphrase.
Paraphrase don't mean say you go completely away from the
all right, I go wait where you done.
Okay. If you paraphrase, like I say, at the jump, if you use leap in the place of jump, but you go say lie down, they say the paraphrase. That's you don't change the meaning of the whole sentence. All right, the very second point you what they make. The very fact that they go way back 2018 for convince people and say to APC. Logically, they tell me saying APC. Why they bother yourself? Why they go try for convince people? Look, you know how many people they call me SLPP? I already answered them because my conscience and me they satisfied. But you go through that pain they for go tell people and say the APC. They tell me say trust me in APC. You say that 1971 thing is talking about United Nations for restore China back, not for let me come back to Security Council. The original 5 members, permanent members, and then people will win the Second World War. Now they just them 5 and then Sidom decide for be that one. And you say Alpha Khan lie because he talks say that letter with NG we permanent reps and all the other countries. You say not lie that one day. What are the proofs they've saying a lie? You talk to them countries and then president and then permanent reps then. I don't feel so. If I tell you right now on this LA without you Googling, tell me the other 9 members. We make Sierra Leone join and make 10. Name them 9 right now. If you name them, they will believe you talk to them permanent members and you get fact safety. That letter wouldn't give permanent rep in New York. They don't give them. You don't get any fact. You understand? Like I tell you last week, I said you don't change. You look bitter. In fact, if you look at red lines, them Bangura, you say Kamara, this, that. Now, no more they show anger. When they blast for Mother and government and see they smile, they betray you emotion. When they talk good for APC, when they blast for Mother they declare. When they blast for APC, you countenance all the change. I tell you, Randy, trust me, you look bitter nowadays. And when I go for live with that, Mother is not going anywhere. Me and you, fortunately, they can't have media America. Mother be on the no side until after the 5 years.
Unfortunately, sir, your time done. I don't know question.
The other man talk like for 7 or 8 minutes. Just because that's the same thing that they talk. When they blast for APC, the time short. When they talk.
You know what? I'm not gonna do this with you again. Let me take call from another person. I'm not gonna do this with you. Let me take VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say they call from, please.
Hello, VOS. This is Umaru. They call from Switzerland.
Yes, brother Umaru, thank you so much for calling. And waiting you take for
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
program tonight. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Kagbo, you don't change. What make I say you don't change? Because you they change according to the issues. Now issues you they discuss, issues where the border Sierra Leone. Now then one the way we not been the list in APC time. Now then go feel say they talk for APC. But you already stay on the course. You dey talk about the issues. So if everybody say you don't change because government don't change. So you attention they already change from APC to SFP because now they're not in power now. So anything we go for discuss, you dey discuss on national issues. So you go for change, you not go for stay one side. You know the issues they talk about. So that one the way they come at you where they say, you know EPC, you know SFP, na distractions there. Then they try for create. You know the issue you they talk about. So what you mean you do? Just concentrate. We don't they follow you up since the way VOS start. We know what's in the program, and we know what the agenda of the program. The agenda of the program now for put Salone first. So anybody will say you don't change because you want Salone they first. Now, anything what you do, so they make you change. So that one already talk, then just they talk because of unnecessary. Then that other man they try for say, for the mere fact that somebody not talk through, no me say they lie. Really? We go then at who's done at class 1, then tell we say if you somebody not talk through na lie. Direct opposite of true na lie. So he says somebody not talk through, meaning a no lie. You see, so this most of the thing now this thing they talk when we give some certain people no desire for be honorable, cause them honorable. Now only na salary they see somebody honorable, all man are honorable. You go sit on a media, you talk. One thing where you get where you talk, where you they try for talk say you go away from the topic. In fact, African American blunt say na Sierra Leone nullified.
Exactly.
It's na Sierra Leone
I explained
nullified.
it anyways.
It's na Sierra Leone nullified the membership of China at the Security Council. You know what that mean? That means say when they don't do everything, Sierra Leone put stamp on and pam, say if they at the Security Council. So, but what would they talk? Just stay. We know who say you did because we know say from what we follow up, we know say 1/3 of the issues the way discussed during the APC time. You know discuss right now SFPP. We know because we know you the term we know say na a financial an economic analyst now during the time of APC. And we also are fortunate to SFPP camp the program will go away where it been discussed about the financial issues. And we're glad in way you come back. No me say you change it. So some people they feel say, and then same people they talk now then they talk the time of APC time, they be on the program, they be feel their own new, they be feel you now be an advocate of SFPP at that time. So now then still they can say you now an advocate of the APC at this time. What you don't afraid for realize say you get an agenda na Sierra Leone, and we want to let you continue that. Thank you very much.
Oh, you said it all. Thank you so much, brother Umar, and thank you for way you make it clear because again, I'm not one for disrespect anybody in this platform, but it laughable when my brother say if somebody not talk to no mean say they lie. So then they laughable, my brother, no disrespect. And when you talk say Alpha can you talk about different what we call semantics. But the man say na Salone. Now Salone is sick, make China. Put on so now Salone is sick, make China get permanent seat at the Security Council. Hey, me brother. So where China, you say, oh, now just for let the Republic of China get into the Security Council. I mean, the General Assembly. So when China became permanent a member of the Security Council, not to that same resolution, a big go. You say again, me not Google name all the 10 countries them, but you type them now Google, it come up very quickly. Not until we hide, and that site will be shown a UN site. It did it. The number of people, the list of the Security Council members, them both permanent and non-permanent members. But anyways, let's go to the call. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and who say the call from, please.
Yeah, Mr. Kawa, how are you?
I did do well, my brother. Thank you so much for calling. And waiting you take
I'm a caller from Virginia.
Right.
I did tell you say really I joined late. I just joined late and I meet some people that talk about I don't say that election or African interview. Right? You discuss.
Not to the main topic. Yes, I just kind of play the video and then do a review on that. But again, I don't know how you will make a contribution.
I don't want to make contribution because no, these are just idea sharing.
Okay.
Among all. I really want me brother. Want me brother be they talk about swearing in, for example, you're winning immediately. I believe say Salone people then more especially what we did in this country. If we not want to lawyer them, or for really take time for reading the constitution. And let's try for justify that election was not rigged or the election was clear. Election, I believe there is doubt all over. Even everybody, even people that they might say there was something wrong, something they will not happen where in that election. And even Corner himself, that's why he's afraid of bringing this aggregated data. But the constitution of Salone makes it clear. If Manabio is benefiting from it, but the constitution makes it clear. Say when you win, even at 12 o'clock midnight, they declare you as a winner. Before we jump into the other day, they should show you in. And the constitution go further. The only legal means you can challenge results after they have been announced. Now for go to the Supreme Court. I believe that the Supreme Court is I don't believe the judges. From Tiagaba to Anesbai Kuruma, look at the way he fired the sitting vice president. The judgment that we pass, everybody knows say it's a cook judgment. And I will say if this ABC will take this matter to court, it's going to be cooked judgment. But that's the only legal means we have in our country. As you always say, me and my brother, one of my friends will argue. Right now, issues like abortion in America. Look at the way the Supreme Court here passed a judgment. Everybody knows that it's not right. More than 60% of Americans not in support of that. That even led to what? Look at the midterm election results, which affect Republicans. But this Americans will talk say, are we not taking our cases to Supreme Court? That's the only thing I mean. If we should have attempted that, international committee, backed by international community, pressure what they get right now, perhaps that might have helped the judges. But whoever advised APC not to take this particular issue at court, I believe says a wrong advice and it's not good for our country. That should have been another landmark case. That should have been another landmark case. Try our court. Try our institution.
Yeah,
that will even bring. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but clearly you did make great point and a point where No question. 100% support you on that. Unfortunately, the line's so busy. Let we give chance to other people. And we'll call back, brother, and finish your thoughts. Yeah. Thank you very much. VOS Network, WhatsApp, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Nami, again, I come for because you cut me, you cut me off. And as I get off the line, I see when I don't.
Say your time be done. I don't be cut you off, sir.
All right, true. I truly go. I already bought it on.
Okay.
All right. I see you miss you inform people engage. Me talk say if somebody talk line on me say the lie. Not to tell you. I tell you say just because somebody make a false statement don't make an a liar. You understand? Because you only I go able to prove to no Mr. Cargo 9. I go only say Mr. Cargo na lie man if I don't interact with you. One don't lie to me. But if you go like today and so and for how many hours, there is at least one time what you for make a statement not correct. That does not make you a liar. Now that point that they try for me.
Okay.
You understand?
Well, I clarify that before I use that word liar, I give several instances where repeatedly Mr. Alpha Kandon say things that will not be true. Repeatedly. And known for that. So to me, then they qualify for be a liar. But go ahead.
No, you still not. You still not.
Disagree.
If I say Mr. Alpha Kandon make a lot of false statements. Statement will not make a liar because you've not dealt with him on a personal level. His statement will make false. You may be right in saying that. There is no way because you should have not correct. I say, oh, Mr. Kabuna Lyman, I will not be correct. I will be correct. I know because I not deal with you. You know, the personal interaction. You know, and one brother just called the talk about you don't change now the politics change. No, politics change. I mean, you change without you so like I said right now, and the way that I don't go back, don't Google. I tell you before you do this to video, I've gone back to 2-3 years for watching video them for who I Google you and Eskroma who say Chris. Trust me, the guy they attack Madabio. I know it will see him. If I'm forward and to me this WhatsApp number. I went back and Google how you go after and Eskroma personally. The ministers, you went over the deputy ministers, other members of the government, but him in particular, and are the most corrupt president and who will ever get in the history of Sierra Leone. Ever. That man, you go find an married to first cousin. I know they're calling him for privacy. They went to see him in State House, no get ATM machine. That man gave them $4,000. ATM dollar machine, or they said that State House. We say pull that money there. They collect the money and what a kid and just bring that to in cartoon. He's the most corrupt. But I don't Google you, VOS, and it's only for corrupt. But if you get them, to me like, bye.
You don't know, sir?
Yeah. Huh?
You don't know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. And now your opinion on that. Let me take the next call, please. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
My name is Usman Mansari. I call from America.
Hello, Mr. Mansari. Thank you so much for your call. I will say brother Usman, because normally anybody we call I'm a brother or sister as long as not say a union. Go ahead, brother Usman.
I'm lucky for me to up you today.
Okay.
I listen to you just now where you go back the show and what you been doing APC time. Oh, Sierra Leone people. Let me say SLPP. What's wrong with SLPP people? Why people are so stubborn? You don't show clear something. Who are you?
Because I'm back now.
You talk on behalf of Sierra Leone. This same position we've been there APC time, and the same position is there right now. Yesterday we've been there. You've been there talk about APC. I believe APC and I be friend them, but you still remain at the same position because you love Sierra Leone. Hey, boy, This guy not satisfied, he come back, he still come back after you, they ask you, but waiting happen whether Alpha can the lie or the lie. There at the end of the day, they tell you, say, oh, no want matter, you go. It make like neutral somebody. No. I said, if this is not good. This is not good. The man like the country. But to corrupt politicians and make it clear, say the MP party are not good for the country, and not that. We only say the same thing here. They're not good for the country. What happened by this week election will just pass, not a secret. The one whole country, see matter be doing at the country, and the one whole world see. The one whole world see. And now today, the waiting to come up now, the Secretary of America, they even call the election manipulate and rig the election. Yes, you go see them tomorrow, then they come out back again for faith. Right? Now make word and the U.S. Embassy, they ask them, even the man they tell them, say this is on behalf of America. They're not listening. They're not listening. He say, we have an independent body for investigate, and that's how America they operate. When they investigate, that investigation, they get for come out, they get for recommend certain. And I know say that recommendation they get for go with that corner guide. They not go free at all. Either America, this MCCO and person are just one. You see today now restriction on visa for people who they undermine democracy in Sierra Leone. America, this next 5 years, if the SLBP say they're stubborn, then go pull up by them. We can't get for suffer for that serious one. Either then take the straight path to democracy or then decide for, because look how the country don't turn out. Italico being rebel in the country. Checkpoint, where you go small checkpoint all over the country. So tell me about who's investor, they go there. It affects the country already. These people are so stupid. Sorry about that, sir. It affects the country. How the country they go so? The country they look how the country they go. Look how been there for war before. And somebody who been there during that wartime, Marabio, you know that. Then in people and behind and nobody will tell them the truth. Then they behind that part there. Look, money where you don't work for. You don't work so hard. We don't almost get this money, MCC money, 400, almost $500 billion. This man, just in the name of power, the mortgage and they all, you don't care. You don't go get to if you want the power, you don't go get them, then you want some money back. It jeopardizes the whole thing, not the country. It take gun all over for normal leg. It lost some big time. Just this same stubborn way SLPP is stubborn for the Agi people, and then they talk it. Yes. Let me stop here, sir.
Well, thank you thank you very much, my brother.
You tell somebody you are the right people for the country. You are the right people. You know they are not party.
And thank you so much, my brother. Let's pause the calls them because we still get Boku calls them. I just want to deal with the main topic. I know say because of the calls them plenty, I know we'll get time for deal with the other topic then because I really want to deal with them. However, again, I really appreciate where people can come and talk. I go try for just kind of use 20 minutes for make the case. Let up a show una because again, me like for show proof. I like for whenever I say something, and this book often I don't see the tweet will be come out today. And according to this, not the main topic, and if time permit, I will talk about the ECSL, then letter where they write to lawyer Augustine Mara, where he asked through the Access to Information Act. But for now, I'll read this. Today, we are announcing a new visa restriction policy for individuals involved in undermining democracy in Sierra Leone. This decision reflects the commitment of the U.S. to support Sierra Leoneans' aspirations to have free and fair elections. The reason we make Mickey Lek for show things them as proof, Because I remember one time somebody we show something put on the VOS page, the person say, "Oh, now fake and stuff." Now I make, in addition to the tweet, I want to go now the website, the State Department website, and let we read because it gets more beef that compared to the tweet. So this now this website, the U.S. Department of State website, and it did it boldly. The press statement: visa restriction policy on undermining the democratic process in Sierra Leone. And this la show now the write up. And una see now August 31st, 2023. Again, I go ask the people in the line for patient. Let's just do this quick analysis. So it said the United States is committed, similar thing to what I read, but then quote sections here of the Immigration Act we didn't get when a parliament passer. The United States is committed to supporting and advancing democracy in Sierra Leone and around the world. Today, I am announcing a new visa restriction policy under Section 212A3C of the Immigration National Act for undermining the democratic process in the June 2023 Sierra Leone election. So it continues for say, under this policy, the United States will pursue visa restriction for those believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Sierra Leone, including through the manipulation, a caller will talk about this, including through the manipulation or rigging of the electoral process, intimidation of voters, election observers, or civil society organizations through threat. When I underline this, so through threat or act of physical violence or the abuse or violation of relative human rights in Sierra Leone. I want to I highlight this part because it's very important. I want to make the case for this part we didn't just talk about, like under the policy, waiting, it mean. So this part is very important. A fully loaded, let's read that slowly. Under this policy, the United States will pursue visa restriction for those believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Sierra Leone, including through the manipulation or rigging of the election process. And at this side, I want to pay particular attention. Intimidation of voters, election observers, or civil society organizations through threats or acts of physical violence or the abuse or violation of relative human rights in Sierra Leone. So then continue to say, family members of such persons may also be subject to these restrictions. Persons who undermine the democratic process in Sierra Leone, including in the lead up to, during, and following Sierra Leone's 2023 elections, may be found ineligible for U.S. visa under this policy. The visa restriction policy announced today, and I like this part for like people who feel say it go spread across, then clarify this side. The visa restriction process announced today will apply to specific individuals and is not directed at the Sierra Leone people, This decision reflects the commitment of the United States to support Sierra Leoneans' aspirations to have free and fair elections that demonstrate the will of the people and strengthen democracy and the rule of law. So this is fully loaded, me fumble them. The reason we make us say it fully loaded, again, I remember where the information minister, where it became clearly and say the ambassador na in opinion, I debunk that and I shown the Department of State statement, then press statement, it show clearly saying a US then position. And somebody be don't accuse me, say, I they wish for the country. No, now analysis I they do based on waiting I read and waiting I know. I'll be making clear. Say sanction get for calm as a result of ECSL, they continue for hold on to releasing the disaggregated result. But unfortunately, when people like you want this thing act, oh na APC, so now one tell me say with this, most of waiting they make so they make them clear. Say previously they be a little bit diplomatic and talk about say okay, well, they just want forget the result and foresee if the result kind of they in line with waiting the observers then get. They not be go that far for talk about rigging, for talk about manipulation, they only say the result processing is not transparent. Now they be tap. Okay? They'll not be accused of any rigging. They'll not be accused of any manipulation. They'll not be even, except for the Carter Center, the report, where then talk about some violence, some issues them against the opposition and things like that. But this then go too far. And this detail we say somebody be making clear, and I strongly believe that as well. So there's more coming. And me fumble them, it's so sad. It's so sad that some people then put them party above the country. It's very, very sad. Because this now the average Salone person get for suffer with sanction get for calm. Because if they see say going after them people here and then they work, then go one for begin restrict them from resources like aid and all that. Guess what? Where it can pay aid, yes, we then get them, but who of it they go not in pocket. But at least some portion of it they go to the people in terms of development and things like that. Even though the development where them money then they come for, even half safe of the total money where they receive. But nevertheless, some amount of development they spend on the people and take care of things them. So if them begin, the last time where I begin all this analysis, somebody say, oh, sanction not go make, they're not go bring sanction and stuff. Now begin, they don't begin so. And this, the next term, I go further. Because now they come out now and use words like rigging, manipulation, intimidating the opposition, like intimidating the voters, intimidating observers, and things like that, the civil society organization. So all this, now we see some of the reasons we make we get concerned for the progress of the country. So, stop at the MCC number with a MCC compact, when a development for Salone, not just for SLPP, but for Salone. So, not tap there at all. Now it only go further. And if the say ECSL continue, not for release the numbers there, then go continue with the pressure. And me fumble them, I don't say this before. November, IMF get for review Salone eligibility for release additional funding for we state institutions. So if United States get so much influence in the organizations, then there's no question about that. If United States convince the other development partners, IMF self go down into this kind of thing. And IMF sanction and other sanctions them, it just go continue for bite the Salone people them. So me fumble them, this now another reason for let we stop the partisanship, let we concentrate on the country. For goodness sake, people and they say they bash President Bill. Why President Bill for allow the country for they go into this unnecessary, assuming say he win the election fairly? If then numbers then they where ECSL publish, they reflect President Bill in numbers them where he win, where then say he get. Why President Bill go sit down, even sue ECSL again? I go take the calls them because I want for sure ECSL then reply where it very, very vague. Okay, but again, I just kind of quickly go through that because unfortunately, I will just take calls them and not be do enough analysis for point to una some of the areas them where I get concerned, we are very much concerned for my country about. So let I point to una the first thing first, where I go say it's supposed for be another thing where the people where they push for the ECSL pull the disaggregated data yeah, for like we go back now the good books of the international community. I want to say kudos to the commissioner for this institution when had the right to access information commission. So then give ECSL I go say ultimatum and say 7 days you will reply to that request from lawyer Maya. So this I will just kind of show now very quickly though, waiting the commissioner, right? So the application for review by Augustine M. Mara, that's not the topic. Esquire, pursuant to Section 41 of the Right to Access Information Act 2013. So this now the pathway I want to follow and pay particular attention. The request. So again, it come now. Request versus invitation. But anyways, I am directed by the Right to Access Information Commission to write in connection to the above. So, and by a letter dated and all that. And now they sort of give the ultimatum. So the ultimatum when are 7 days, and this letter we then send to ECSL. So this letter, now letter we it be dated, me fambulem, it be dated. Let I just kind of pull that side up, so una go see when the data. So that way they una go get a sense say ECSL be able for do within the stipulated time. We they ask them. So that time we they say. Therefore, don't release. Therefore, don't reply to the request. So now the 24th, today now the 31st, and look when ECSL reply to lawyer Mara. They reply yesterday. So within 6 days, then they reply. So, but again, whether or not you agree with the reply, for the fact say then comply with that access to information commission, that's they go in the right direction. We will want for less Salongo before. Personally, I'm really glad for this development. But however, the other thing but again, this will be the lawyers them because the ECSL they copy their own lawyer. But ECSL say, I write to acknowledge receipt of your letter requesting the above cited information and to also reply to the same as follows. Eputam say the Commission is aware of provisions of the law in respect to the information as enshrined in the Right to Access Information Act 2013. The Commission is also conscious of conditions governing the public elections of presidential, parliamentary, and local council elections as enshrined in the Public Elections Act 2022. The side way I find a little bit troubling on the part of ECSL. Now, this part, it is important to note that the Public Elections Act 2022 is the most recent legislation and should take precedence. That is also troubling. Why therefore think so? without amending one act. Then you say, oh, because this is a new one, automatically for take precedence. You know, they work so. I don't know really why they think so. If like that other elections act, this one you will say, okay, well, it take precedence because that one they then get for amend them first before they pass a new act. Otherwise, act where violates the previous one, it can be challenged if at all, because where it thrive, the way how somebody can interpret the statement, go say, oh well, this act because then passed on 2022, so like how he put them precedent should take precedence. It mean if I take more priority, if I therefore get more priority. No, you know they work that way. And then he continued for say the reply. The Commission wishes to inform you that it complies with A. Section 92A of the Public Elections Act 2022, which requires the district returning officers to compile and certify summaries of all polling station results in the respective districts. And then they self do not do them. B. Section 92(2), which requires district returning officers to get certified copies of the summary result to observers or counting agents. And then they say a questionable. We don't know about that. If they give every observer there. The third part, the Commission complies with the Right to Access Information Act 2013 by publishing certified copies of summaries of all results on the Commission's website. Fambulemuna go na the Commission's website if the result here did. So then they self-misleading. So, but the point where I make now is because of we don't run out of time. I want to give people a chance for let them go call. The point where I try for make now is ECSL. The access to information, it make can clear say as long as the information available, any citizen will ask for that information there from a public institution. That institution there, it gets the obligation for give that information there, for provide that information there, particularly if that information there not go cause any trouble. So the director, we don't make it clear in a 98.1 interview, is said and get the disaggregated data. So the Access to Information Act and not say the thing you publish. No. Any information where available, if you make it clear to that person there. So that thing where you go around, minimum requirements, now you hold on to, and then you say international standard, that's shameful. And now I they call on President Bill, say President Bill, I they continue for say, put Salone force, and you make up your speech where you be the talking at Parliament, the opening of the 6th Parliament. You say people therefore put aside their ego and selfishness, I the paraphrase here. Therefore think about the country first. This America, an important partner. And in fact, the interview where the outgoing ambassador to Salone, the U.S. ambassador to Salone, it called the amount of money where U.S. don't spend and continue for spend per Salone projects. Now plenty money, boku money. So meaning that if they begin they review them program then they and say because of government involvement as the ambassador be say then go begin the review government to government assistance. So imagine how much suffering una there una not get sanction the country they suffer, let alone now with Salone come under sanction. So President Bill, now the country this you want to make proud, you want to be proud of as a leader. Say you push the country into the mud as a leader. we're assuming to say, because some people then they use this as an excuse, say, oh, President Biona just a player. That's fine. But at the same time, if a player say there's no fair game, a get right for protest. So President Bill, you yourself get right for sue ECSL. If ECSL continue for maintain this minimum requirement, because this is not the minimum requirement. And by the way, the act not say the ECSL not for provide disaggregated result. The act not say that. The act not prevent that. So why you not maintain that as to the highest standard? Again, I finished taking the calls. I kind of be one for go deep into also communique, but probably next week it was still relevant. I go touch on that next week. A communique where the like I be say this not a commission where responsible for peace and cohesion, we then call the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, we then give and then they say now vital something where to me it look like say the president don't begin reconsider to a lesser degree. But instead of them go all that out, say, by the way, let's just read them quickly, and then I will just take calls them throughout probably for the next 15, 20 minutes. So this is not a communique, and I saw you had to rush the program because of time. This is not a communique with the national cohesion, the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, according to the government. So this communique talk about where to me, I go say encouraging, to say the least, encouraging. So within the communique say now, the communique say government wishes to commend the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion for its invaluable role before, during, and after the June 24th multi-tier elections in Sierra Leone. And it continue for say, government similarly acknowledged the important steps taken by the ICPNC towards post-elections reconciliation, particularly efforts to foster dialogue between the SLPP-led government and the All People's Congress. Government believes that exploring and utilizing our established and competent local institutions and voices for promoting peaceful dialogue and national cohesion are important, commendable steps in our democracy. Government has received with delight report of engagement by the ICPNC with political parties, including the main opposition, All People's Congress, around post-elections concerns, and has favorably noted the issues highlighted in the said report. So this other part, this other section, now that one day to me, I feel say a kind of encouraging. This one, government would, that show willingness, urge the ICPNC to work with other well-meaning local and international agencies such as the Commonwealth and the regional African institutions that have expressed interest to support our post-elections dialogue efforts and assure the ICPNC of government fullest support at all time. I go pause there, me fumble them. This, I go say that part there, where the government say, then go urge. Government would urge. The interpretation in Mio English, the government, it kind of go encourage the ICPNC for lack, then go use local But that international agencies then talk about the Commonwealth, with the Commonwealth willing for intervene. And APC don't say they don't believe in any local organization for mediate. They want foreign mediator. I kind of the quote, I kind of the reference, not to quote, but the reference the chairman of the All People's Congress, where Antikadi in program last Saturday, where he be play that audio day, and it make it clear, say APC then position, then go only be, they're interested in whatever thing, but if or be with a foreign person or people them or organization or agency. So for the fact that the government now they bring to that light, they encourage, they're willing now for let international agencies then step in, to me na positive sign. So that's a positive sign for me. But however, there's the caveat. Why President Bill they take Salone all the long route here? Why? Go spend money, organize this, organize that, and now they even try for go hire foreign PR company, public relations company, go spend money when not necessary. Why one go all through the lengthy routes then they where it will cost we nothing? For urge, just like how they urge the ICPNC, why don't go urge? Put a communique like this out. Urge the ECSL for release the disaggregated data, not for APC now, but for the international community, so we go able for rescue Sierra Leone from additional hardship at our country there. So now I go stop so far in my analysis, and the analysis end with a question to President Bill, because to me, Naim gets the major storming block here. If today, like I say, President Bill again prove we wrong, we will not believe say the numbers then they clean. Prove we wrong. Put out a statement. Like how you put a statement so. Like how the government puts a statement. Let the government urge ECSL for release then disaggregated data then they. Not all for please APC, but for please we international partners them. And we the independent people them. The ECSL say the numbers there, the results there on the website. No. Then the result the way talk self not in on the website. The last time I check. So clearly, President Bill, you get the answer to this deadlock. This deadlock. You get the answer to this impasse. If you truthful, like how you be say, whether you address your presidential address to Parliament, the opening of the 6th Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone. If you be truthful, if you be mean that, President Bill, you know, for push the country to this kind mess. You they put the country more and more into mess. For the first time, we don't get 6 elections after the war. For the first time, the 6th one, where the international observers them, not a single one will go say the result credible. But you know the shame? Every Sierra Leonean for be ashamed for let within another kind category there. We no one day in the category of Zimbabwe. And in my opinion, this example, this terrible example where Salone they set to, it's like with a sheep corruption, with the export corruption that other African countries them. It's all like Zimbabwe, then take with footsteps. I don't get time for show now the write-up of Zimbabwe, the election, leading to this time. Let's take 5 calls them, and then we will wrap up the program. VS Network, hello caller, what's your name and who say the call from, please? it must happen. Say this caller don't wait for too long. My apologies. We'll take another call. My apologies. All right, let we kind of go to the next caller.
Hello?
Yes, VOS Network.
Yeah,
Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say the call we from, please?
yeah, I recall from Finland. I recall from Finland. You know, I just call on what say you say that guy, that SF50 guy, just make me day today. That's no I say. Thank you very much.
The guy said not for laugh.
Yeah, I don't laugh till I don't laugh till I don't tire.
Vex.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
All right. All right. Well, that was simple and straightforward. Let me go to the next call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who side you call me from?
Yeah, Mr. Kabo, how are you again?
I did do well, my brother. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay.
Wonderful.
Virginia caller again.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, you be they make
and they continue,
points.
and they
Yes.
continue where I stopped.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
The whole dilemma was the country not paying itself, and they blame the two parties. Always we cry for right for access to information. I believe so strongly. If APC be going to court with the pressure away international communities, more especially what America have done, the judges, they for don't know say their name. We be part of that name where the name will get access and a family. Those pressure for Mount and Jesus institution, I believe that they should have done the right thing. It's a right for right access to information or what they are doing. Now because of the pressure is mounting on them. But all these case, whenever you say, Mother be even give into everything. Mr. Kabo, what are we going to benefit? What is APC going to benefit? Are they going to record the election? Which constitution will give that right? The only right are the Supreme Court. And there is no case, as we talk today, there is no case before the Supreme Court. That means happy say we are beating the dead horse. The entire committee, everybody come across whatever pressure mounting up the government today. What are we going to benefit from it? I mean, I don't know if you know the way forward.
It's tough, my brother. It's tough. I agree with you 100%.
What are we going to benefit? What benefit are we going to get as a nation, as a country? Party name and shame, but at the end of the day, but we are going to serve 5 years because the constitution adapts again. Until that constitution will amend that, it's rather unfortunate. What are we going to benefit? What's the way forward? I don't know if American government has the way forward. The international community has the way forward. What is the legal way forward? The only way forward should have been if APC would have taken the legal means for take the election now. What? You know, pre-judge. I don't know whose legal advisors would advise APC. Even if they be attempt to go, at least there should have been something with the back home. But I don't know, Mr. Kabo, please, can you tell me the way forward? Even whatever we are doing, unless we make the election laws better. All this committee what they talk about, I think say that will make our next election to be better. That's all. But what is the way forward? We are beating the horse. To be honest, also, I don't know if we get any way forward.
Yeah, me brother. Again, I want to take the other calls them, but 100% I agree with you, and that's make it frustrate me. I don't say I'm repeatedly in this program say APC safe don't hold the country to ransom because the position where they ask for for say within 6 months, then for call a re-election and stuff like that. Whose institution, a great point you make, so whose institution will call for that? So that's now again $1 billion question. But thank you so much for the great point, my brother. But again, to me, APC, I don't feel saying the priority at this point. The priority now for the international body go satisfy, say, we election results credible. Let ECSL release the disaggregated data. That's not the starting point. Let at least we president regain in glory, in prestige, in respect, not the international community. I care more about that than how APC feel. But thank you so much, my brother. Let me give a chance to other call. You done, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let me take call from WhatsApp. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Hi, Mr. Kagbo.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Been a concerned citizen.
Yes, concerned.
First of all, I want for the previous call just get on. And likewise to you. I realize you see on this constitution, APC go to court, APC goes to court. That's what the constitution for. But let's take a moment.
Yes, sir.
Our constitution stipulates every aspect of our life. Okay? Why these SLPP guys running around social media to propagate APC wrongdoing for not going to court when this action they required APC, this action precedes the SLPP blatantly violates the constitution when it comes to our election procedure. Number one, the constitution, like the SLPP guys are running around the whole place, the constitution give the electoral commissioner, solely the right to announce who's the winner and stuff like that. That is the most idiotic ideology or idea or argument that anybody can make. I see people who've been to school beyond high school making that argument. If that argument should hold, then the entire Sierra Leone as a people, we are very, very stupid. For take an entire system that determine the country's way forward and hang it on the decision on one man who will just announce this person win them, you're taking it. Before Cornell should announce who wins, the constitution stipulates the procedures. It is not Cornell that has the right. Because two people cannot just come and announce results. 5 people cannot announce results. So only one person can do it. But that one person, it doesn't give him the right to decide who wins election. He is just to announce what has been certified by all the parties as stipulated in the constitution. Number one, up to the polling station verification and certify. The RRF form, the polling station to the district, from the district then to the collecting center. Okay? If that is violated, what constitution are we calling APC to adhere into court? First of all, that is violated. They violate the constitution. There is no law anymore. That law written by men. If the SLPP and Madabio has violated it, nobody has the moral standing to hold to adhere to what in the constitution procedure say. SLPP already violated it. So what is they just reverse? back and now go back and hear every step of
Yeah, my
the
brother.
Constitution.
Unfortunately, time don't beat you. You dey make interesting point. Attempted for answer, but time don't beat you. And maybe I go
Okay.
reserve comment after we don't take the last call. Thank you very
Okay.
much for
Thank
your
you.
comment.
Thank you, Mr. Kabo. Wow.
All right, bye. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Yes, my brother. I call from Washington again.
Hello,
Okay.
my brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Now, we don't agree, say, APC not go court. We don't agree. APC
Yes.
for be go court, but APC not go court. But now, a citizen don't take this same case go na court. The same case with APC for go na court. A citizen don't take them. Look the drag, what then the drag foot by this case. For more this brother this case go na court. Till to today, the court not call nothing but the case. Even the defense, where ECSL bring come, ECSL don't confirm and say they're wrong in the defense.
Just one moment. I pause you time. The process, they go the right way right now. Not to court, it go directly. It go through that border when Augustine Maria. I just want to say
yes, the lawyer.
Yes, the lawyer. Not to court, it go straight. It go through the commission we're responsible for enact the law. So now that commission there, now he asks ECSL then give them ultimatum. So within 7 days, then for reply to that brother, the lawyer, a request for the information. So it all reply. So the process go accordingly though. Court not plan it. So waiting here for happen, the lawyer Maria now go through the reply where they reply. If you're not satisfied, it go decide for go back to the commission or it go court.
Okay,
so
we agree.
Not go court yet. So I just want to make that.
Okay, good. So in that case, if APC not go court because they not trust the court system, then now citizens, they don't gap, they take this case going to court for the same thing. Because APC say they not accept the results because the result not reflect waiting they get now the RRF form. So they request say ECSL for publish the result police station by police station, the disaggregated results. Now back the international body asks for. If ECSL no say the result they announce now in then gets all these two the go show you're not supposed for go at all. So whether APC do a move, APC not do a move, as long as citizens or a citizen do the court for do the right thing. So the court for prove any decision the court take, then the final decision. What people in the talk say, nothing not go happen, nothing not go happen. Why make the SLPP ruling government say they support this particular thing? If they no say nothing not going for happen, if Kone publish this disaggregated result, why can they support? Because they no say if this result come out, it can reflect say waiting Kone publish or announce now the wrong thing. For through the courts, the rule say that election day is cancelled, is null and void. So now that they don't want. So now make them did go all this kalo thing they do so. Everything they know. Kone know the right thing. They know. So now make them do this. So they not go. So me I continue for wish me brother the good luck. But ECSL, they're not ready for publish this thing because they know say if they publish this thing, then go disgrace the government. Because they go find say, oh, now I make then they do all in kind of so because they be no say they not win this result.
Well,
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for your comment. And let me take another call. Or we'll take, I will say 5 more calls, but don't take more than that. But let me take 4 more calls. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and you say the call from, please.
Mr. Campbell, this is a concerned citizen from Australia.
Hello, concerned citizen. Thank you so much for your call.
Okay.
And waiting on you take, sir.
Mr. Campbell, I only see you program to the next other blessing for the wonderful program, yeah?
Thank you.
You see, Salone people, we know like true. As long as we know like that truly, the country, everything about we in that country, they get for end of for Ben. Mr. Cabo, this APC is like true, this SLP is not like true. Even you, Mr. Cabo, if you, Mr. Cabo, come, I don't see program them so many times. When you come for cancer, SLP is true. APC, they're happy, then SLP, they are APC. Mr. Cabo, when you come for cancer, APC, the true, SLP, they're happy. APC, they're happy. They say, oh, viewers, you know what happened? Madam, you're not being pinch for it. Now, so they don't do this program for a very long time since you're not open. That's why they see them. Are they listening? I don't want to call. Are they listening? Are they listening? I don't see so many times we don't tell APC true. They say, oh, Madam, you don't start for you no more. Then they're happy. But now we can't tell Madam you true. If you see them, they're happy. What I said, and they're happy. But we see the truth, and they're happy. If we do so as nation, we know we ever able to develop. We know we ever able to we know we ever able to see the true side. That's not one. You see this court system. What do they talk about? APC, you know, we're ever happy for make that court system make it straight. SLP, you know, we're ever happy for make that court system make it straight. Because if it's straight, they don't dig hole for APC, they don't dig hole for SLPP. They know they do. They sabi. The past government, when I'm Mr. Kuruma, it not ever build the platform for make that court system able to be justice. It never happened. This one we don't cancel back also. It never ever happen. If you just don't come back, then where the halal, so if you then come back, that court system, it will just stay located. So, hey, the court system, the police system, the soldier system, any way in calm, you know what? If they try for make the court work with them, make the police work with them, make the soldier work with them. Now, so many things are begin follow Salone politics as I said all. Because if they follow the right procedure, then they pull their hand for politics. Because when they come for politics, not for the country, not for the benefit that they come for. Now for the benefit that they come for, APC or SLP, for the benefit that they come for. If they follow the correct procedure, the country they better, but no go take and say then no go better. They take and say then they better. That people don't value law. This APC, this SLPP, they don't value that law for our country. We don't see previous governments how they handle the law of that country. We don't see. So many times how they handle the law of that country. We don't see so many times how they expose themselves to the so-called, people don't say today, they value law, international. We don't see how they handle law. Me, I be there, na my corner, I be there see how the previous government be they deal with the system. That law they VOS don't talk for say, may they reform that law there. So even I begin follow this one, the Malaysia, but I begin to follow this one during the time of the past government. When I don't talk, may they reform that law there. They can't get everything. They can't reform. They can't make this. You know what they talk about? So
yeah,
the thing they want the kids for church, no church, no, and so they left them.
Yeah, unfortunately, time done, but you will make great point as always. All they make great points tonight.
So, Mr. Cabo, now the thing this dialogue. No, we say the truth to ourselves. No, we say, okay, look, call out the top, Mr. Cabo. Okay, now, if this party we don't take this thing to court, because I say the only government don't do bad, don't do wrong already. Why would the APC not follow the right channel back?
Yes.
But the rule of law do wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, my brother, unfortunately, and I don't want for be biased now, yeah, call me back. Let we get other people a chance. But that side we want catch, so now very important side. And I agree with you 100%. 100%.
International body, anyone that can enter, the only one that they enter, then they advise them for say, we have follow this way. They tell them for say, if they follow that way, they don't get weight, but they say nothing. They
yeah. So they're all cause issue now for the country, and who side with this? So yeah, but anyways,
they don't show the international body, but don't valid the law.
Clearly. Well, yeah, but yeah,
you know what guy do? He go to court.
Yes.
They court today. That's what Nigeria do.
Yes.
And now you see the case in Nigeria, you don't get weight.
Exactly. But dear, I beg, call me back. Yeah, my brother. Thank you so much. You know, sometimes they missing a human. Some people and they make some points them where I can really want for comment like this, my brother. They make great point, and at that point they almost we all Mr. Shilon them program, and like all the programs in our VOS, we don't make them before even them pull them press release. Say APC for be do the country good if they be go court. That excuse where then give, oh well, not trust the court is shameful. It's really shameful as the main opposition. And one brother be called with another brilliant brother we say APC for don't land and he puts us in the third APC for don't land from the Zimbabwe situation, but unfortunately it don't pass now. What I don't pass, Gary, because that 7 days don't elapse. So now we get for I remember one program where we say the lifeline now where we get now for use the Access to Information Act, we go force ECSL. And if ECSL pull their numbers, then and we know say they not follow the numbers them, and the numbers then completely be out of whack. I believe say the court go step in, and then they say I believe because for like the court trigger any decision for call a rerun, it therefore be something of a precedent where no one day happen it therefore be a new precedent. For like them say, even though the time don't lapse, but the results then so out of whack that the court cable step in. Then they go be a precedent. But I believe say with the international community, then go able to see how then go put them. But nevertheless, the APC party then puts the country in a very, very difficult situation. And particularly given the fact, say, like how the Zimbabwe opposition party, they say, then go use all means possible. To me, if they not be go self as a party, but if they don't allow individuals them, for let them take this matter to court and then piggyback on their individuals then they. But unfortunately, we talk now VOS before even that 7 days they elapse, but are not listening to we. Now the country they are at a standstill. And the question now is how then go overturn the election if even ECSL cave to the pressure for release the numbers them. So then there will be a constitutional crisis. And we don't want that. So now we continue for the advocate, but like we do something force. If the president strongly believe, because clearly ECSL will share the numbers with them, if he clearly believes, say, then numbers then they where ECSL call, then numbers then they are true reflection of the numbers then will result in President Bill in win for a second term. President Bill, APC don't blunder. APC don't make the country there at a standstill. President Bill, you get the opportunity now for redeem Salone. Otherwise, then two parties, as always they say, they hold the country to ransom. Like every now and then, we need to know how to go forward. Now bad news upon bad news. And then they serve na distraction. To you, President Bill, But like I say no more, you behavior, it clearly come through, say you're not good for yourself, you're not good for the country. Let's take the final calls then. VS Network. Hello caller, what's in your name and who say they call from, please?
Please, I call from the UK, please.
Hello, brother. Thank you so much for your call. And what's in you take? This will be we'll take the last 3 calls then now and wrap up. Go ahead, please. What's in you take for tonight?
Okay, Mr. Kagbo, how are you anyway? How are you doing?
I did do well, my brother. Thank you so much. How you say?
Okay,
I hope you said you do well.
But it's correct, I do okay. Just imagine we're on time now and after one on time.
Indeed, indeed,
You know,
and that they show how much Unase love the country. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I not start the program, but also I catch up. I just want to give me on take anyway.
Okay.
And when I'm actually I call from UK once again.
Okay.
I get also I believe I meet up your program now. One gentleman waiting they have a go at you. I believe they really been they have a go at you, telling you say you know APC or whatever it is, support APC something of the sort. You understand? I really not going to dwell into them too much. I just want for let because they call surnames them and me one of the CC them. Me na CC to be specific, you understand. But I just want to tell them say this not the division, this what they try to talk about. When one CC says the Carbos, the Camaras, they cry, the reason we make with they cry, things in they happen at Sierra Leone and they happen selectively. Selectively. This government now is systemic something. Let people then watch the trend, how things in they happen at Sierra Leone presently. Every protest will happen at the southeast. For the past 5 years, some months, up to the fuel crisis, as of yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I stand for the corrected because of the time, people protested in Kenema. Not even a single tear gas. Not even a single tear gas. If then tear to them at the northwest, if then tear to them at the northwest, there is no remedy. If somebody only done in cold blood, tear gas will be fired. So these people who they talk, let him know say the Gobes, the Kawas, the names and they, where we all know say that in the dance for this particular activity they happen because you know they happen at their own doorstep. Okay, let's just finish with you. So coming to APC not going to court. 100%, I can understand what people they talk about APC not go to court because of constitutional crisis and whatever of you. 100% I support APC for not going to court this particular time. Then don't they go to court for a very long time. 2018 elections, if people they forget, up to the then flag bearer, now the flag bearer now went to court. It took the matter to court. And that court, waiting that court to up till now, they not call that case. Sylvia Blythe, the way they dance with them, so today they go up and down. Took them to court. For that very 2018 elections, what do? Nothing. 10 parliamentarians were removed. Fair enough, they said they removed them. But the same constitution we say, when you remove parliamentarians for whatever reason, malpractices or whatever you may call it, you forget by elections. That same court imposed another 10 parliamentarians upon the people of Sierra Leone when they not vote for. And SLPP been doing, them fail to say they're smart. We get a silent majority in Sierra Leone. They cook for Jama eat, but when Jama cook for you, they eat. Now what do they talk about? Now what do they do? All the by-elections they wouldn't get Salone outside and can't thought. Any side wouldn't can second any by-election. Wouldn't can thought that second any by-election they just they come up. So for let APC not go to court, when I look at the pattern, how many cases APC get? Let somebody show me one case where APC go to court for the past 5 years.
Okay. Unfortunately, you time done, sir. I'll be just one for asking.
I respect that.
Yeah.
And we'll get for the other people them chance.
Exactly. And I just want you a question we go be food for thought. So if APC not go court, and according to, if I understand correctly, where I be read several be it Samoa Kamara in tweet, one of the conditions now for in 6 months then do a rerun of the election. So whose institution go call for a rerun? You get
Which
any idea?
institution?
Whose institution will go able call for a rerun na Salone without the court?
Even the cry of the people, us the people. Even us the people. Now we don't ask one simple question now, just one simple one. Cut aside every other thing. Connect, do us one favor. Just make sure that you keep the aggregated. Just put them out there, let everybody see.
Okay.
Then we the people will decide whether Mada Biona the winner or not.
No, but the people that don't decide, though, not to then get for decide that, not to then get for decide whether a rerun of election will happen. Not to the people that get for decide that.
So, Mr. Kabo, I understand where you come from, but you able to understand. You able to understand what the APC don't go through now, then people that are there for the past 5 years.
But that enough for be sufficient reason enough for go court. Like that that Zimbabwe example what we give. The last election, that same opposition leader, the go court, a loss and unfairly according to him. But yet it still say it go court. It go use all necessary, all available means. So, but anyways, let we give other people a chance. So, thank you so much for
that's fine.
where you express your opinion. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Because to me, now they are confused. I'm not able to get any answer from me APC brothers and sisters. Okay, when I don't take this action, but when I'm not able to tell we, when I say when I want a rerun of the election, but when I'm not able to tell we whose institution go call for that rerun day. The people then clearly not go able for call, say, we they go do election back, or they go vote back. The people are not going to do that, they not get the mandate, the constitutional mandate. So even the president, we don't say him before, President Biosef not get that constitutional mandate day for call for a rerun, where 5 years it. So again, APC just put Salone in a very difficult situation. I hope no one pray that we go to see it not be necessary for us to go through this. But anyway, let me take the rest of the calls. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Oh, Mr. Kabo, thank you so much again.
Yes, my brother. Well, you get local for get the line.
Yeah.
But they try for wrap up.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
I know, Mr. Kabo. These are excellent questions. I don't want to really bother you again, but I feel say we brothers and they miss the point. We all know the Salone, who in dilemma.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But as they said, the APC don't make it very difficult.
Yeah.
If APC don't want to take ECSL in a court, they should have asked one voter. Because the constitution says any voter.
Exactly. Yeah.
One voter.
Yeah.
One voter should have taken ECSL court. APC they still do what they are doing.
Yes.
And why?
Yeah. And
not only APC no more. I don't have them APC. All the people that are all Mr. The educated one, the university lecturers, what they know, the lawyers.
Yeah.
Lawyers, their own.
Yeah.
They know the constitution. They should have. All these are the damn horse who they beat.
Yeah.
Which institution? The only institution na Supreme Court. APC not believer. Me and you say we not believer. Would I go for call rerun election in that country? International committee, all what they are interested in, that for make the law better for next for the elections. The international committee they know say they don't get a mandate for call rerun. No, live on this thing. Marabio, we don't get a grace period. We don't get a free.
Free pass thing.
Every country na post.
Yeah,
free pass.
Free pass.
Free pass this. No. At least the people they argue, this is a legal issue. Don't argue according to whatever we think, our thought, whatever. My brothers and sisters, APC don't blunder. They don't blunder, they blunder to the highest degree. And I'm not blame APC no more. Even the educated ones in another country.
Yes.
When they all say that they're in between. The constitution say anybody.
Yeah.
At least that somebody for don't go fight that thing will not say the court is not right. At least. But even ECSL we say the actually will not say what be no winner. If one be over 48%, some more come out 49%. Whose institution for really call for real run? And you don't actually don't believe in court. Who the only institution we get right at this present day would they talk? At the court. The Supreme Court. A presidential election they talk about the Supreme Court, I get that right. I also don't believe her. Mr. Kabu, I don't know.
Yeah,
we are just beating the horse.
Definitely, I agree.
I don't want everybody to with specific something from the Constitution, also from your opinion. Yeah. You don't say a decision of Australia. I look at that 10% voted for Malabi. You cannot say the decision of Australia. So the only way where they say it's a real or no real run, that they vote. And they say, would I get the legal right for calling election? I don't call election.
Yeah.
And they say, if you don't believe that election result, they get specific time for challenging the court.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
Would they argue on constitutionality?
Yeah, my brother.
Against constitutionality.
Yeah,
so that's all we are doing.
100% I agree with you. And but it's tough. One brother comment. Thank you, by the way, for calling and great points. And 100% I agree with you, my brother. Salone in a very difficult situation. I go say right now we're in constitutional crisis. To me, my point, like I say, not so more of APC concern. The concern now with the international community where they express dissatisfaction and challenge with credibility. I want let me president any side ago because it reflect on me as Sierra Leonean. But thank you very much, my brother. Let's take 2 more calls.
You're 100% right for say the president is not be Banabio if he takes our own force. Which is the call that for do, but Banabi is not going to do it. You and I know how to do it.
That's the unfortunate part.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Yeah. And to me, I make again, I don't care about the 2 party. Yeah. I really not care because right now we supposed for they think about the way forward. Election don't come, but it not done it. The issue not done it. So we just there to stand still. And now America don't begin create issue where it get for affect with people and down the road. Now we go to the last call from from the WhatsApp VOS network. Hello caller, waiting your name and who said he called from, please? WhatsApp, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Alim Abdullah, they call from France.
Hello, brother Abdul. Thank you so much for your call. And waiting a comment for on the program tonight, sir.
May comment. I don't want to make an example where people don't make because based on the court case where the court matter where APC not agree for going to the judiciary for make them go get justice for getting a redress. Before this elections, yeah, so the current Dem government, this SRPP, then create a cloud. We make APC not believe the court system. Even like, for example, that PR system where APC been challenged, where they been go to court. The ruling will take place with that PR system there. We make delicately, even this parliamentarians where these figures there, so where Mr. Mohamed Kone is just manipulating. This for like SRPP, Madabio, he called not Western and then terrorists for like allow them for make them demonstrate anything they want for do, for be at all. But the same thing they happen at the southeast. Nobody know they die. Nobody know tear gas. For like who's manipulation that one day for like it gets the amount of citizens in that side the way it terrorize people them. possible. Possible. Because then people anyway, if they terrorize you, then will say, well, no, this my ass, so we'll not go vote for him. But for make it go get then kind seats and then at the Freetown and the other side of the Northwest, now manipulation. So it creates a kind of cloudy where it means APC believes they don't get justice. Everything when APC been they do in that country, they restrict it. Even this man where don't become silent now, that Abdullahi Bangura. Instead of other one who I believe say for then that bandit. Because everything we don't happen at that country, the American ambassador and the other institution and the foreign institution, and then they see everything. You understand? But the people in our country, the civil society and any other institution, nobody no get mind for speak the truth. Now I make the American ambassador state them clearly. So now a big shame to all the institutions and big shame to everybody in that country. They say that country, they presently nobody knows the way they talk the truth. So APC believes since no other body know the way they talk the truth. So if they go any other side, they don't get justice. So the best thing they can do, make them just stay quiet. Now they don't make people in the blame. They actually say they don't make the country they into standstill. But now that's not the thing way Mother BOB wants. If they say by doing all the thing in the day, that will make it continue for them in power and enjoy in presidency. But now that kind tight way it don't tight the people them don't make now and not able for enjoying presidency at all. Whether not if the election, whether not rigo. Now anything you want, you don't get everything way you want. You understand? So for people in the blame APC, why they're not gonna court, they're not gonna court. Even civil society, they use towards them. How the condition the way they put if they're able for achieve them. They're not achievable. What they want for gain? Then they use all kind adjective against the APC. Well, this that the thing now we don't begin game.
Okay, you make points them, and again, let we not just they go over and over. To me, the one question where I get, I don't think any APC person able answer that question. They waiting at the way forward, how we go get a rerun of the election, we not to the court go column. Now that answer they are not able to get. But thank you so much, my brother, for what you call and your point well taken. Well, again, we don't reach the top of the hour. I really hate or stop the program with more calls than they. But dear, I beg me brother, let we tap Naya, my brothers and sisters them. Let we tap Naya tonight, and I go try for take all the calls them. I know say we still get some calls then at the queue. Dear, I beg, let we end the program Naya. I want for tell una boku thank you for we una join, because if I say I continue for take call and calls then still they come, because I say I go take the last 3 calls, but I don't take more than that, and the calls then still they come. But today I think next week.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. And thank you for your courage and patience. Thank you for all the attack the way they would stand.
Well, again, I'm a Conti. I care more about Salone than any political party. Thank you. God bless. Have a good night, sir.
Yeah. God bless you too, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So again, I'm for telling all boku thank you. We don't call and don't make great points them, but we left the program now this way. And I be one for talk about boku things them, but are able for talk about the things them we currently they make headline. But I want for make them very clear as they close. Salone now we all Leone. Salone, dear. Let we put the country first. Them political party, most of them people are way they control them political party. Where I mean the executive and all the people them way they forefront the lead, where they lead them party. Plenty of them. We see that again. This they are big. If I offend anybody, forgive me. We see that the NGC, all the brag with them brag, the excuse with them give, oh, it go make Salone better, Mother be go in the right direction and stuff like that. audio come out from the current chairman, we send message to him for he authenticates the audio, and like how they can say silence means consent, and talk about say, oh, people then they wait for position, now then personal gain and stuff like that. It's about the audio. So it's very clear me fumble them that then people imagine, NGCB they go, they dance, even Yumkela they dance na stage with BO and all that thing, and they for impersonal gain. And look the position where they game. And now that position they now like three people there now they run that position. They more than that self, because you talk about energy, you talk about climate change, you talk about food security. And I mean, I put something at the way people every they call. And the big question, yes, this person make kind like fun, but it's troubling. It look like say Bill, President Bill, that incompetency, it come through now. Look at this appointment where somebody make fun of it. You go appoint somebody and say rice specialist. If that person gets special qualification, how for grow rice and stuff, why that person they not go directly under the Ministry of Agriculture and let it go teach people let me expertise and stuff like that? It can work under the ministry, under the minister. President Bill no need for make a special appointment, and this person self probably go get you little staff here and there. They just increase, and another appointment again we make chief of staff, where the former so-called chief minister, where na be Jusu Safa, a convert that position there as chief of staff. But President Bill don't reverse him. Now he give Dr. Senge, chief minister. Now he don't appoint somebody else as chief of staff. Ebo country where we dey struggle. We don't know how tomorrow go, waiting tomorrow go bring. If sanction go come, more sanction than a road, we go lock the tap, the pump. Who side money they come out, the aid them where we so depend on. But yet you just they go open more ministry, they go open, they give people in position and stuff. It's so they clear. They come through very clear. Say Bill not get the competence for run that country they successfully. I go tap here and I want to tell una boku thank you for we una all take una time and listen to me. Let God bless una with una family. Let God bless the politicians, then let God direct them on the right path. Because like I always say, you know go tell well for let we swear them. Because if we swear them, the country go deteriorate more and more. So Lord pray for them, let God direct them on the right path and give them the so desired competence for let them run the country effectively and efficiently. So again, above all, we na Sierra Leoneans, I want to say again, thank you to the callers them we unfortunately are not able to take them calls, and the one that we call all make great point. We agree for disagree, but we all suppose forget a main aim for push Mama Salongo before. And to that end, let God bless the land that we cherish, we love. We will not get another one. No matter how we can be citizen in other country, Salone na we own. Elect wetin happen na we own. People then they go and come na them place where them feel say better pass Salone. Una remember that song there, SLBC? But now we own. So let God bless Mama Salone. And from me, I'd encourage you now for like on Saturday, I believe say Mama Auntie Kadi go touch on some of the topics they will not be able to touch on thoroughly. But I get a guest where then go discuss issues them about Salone and the way forward. So una tune in to Auntie Kadi, we in show now straight talk with Auntie Kadi. The show go start 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, where America and Canada East Coast. And then for the one that within a Salone, it will be 7 p.m. Salone time. And the one that within a UK, it will be 8 p.m. UK time. So una tune in to Auntie Kadi for another episode of State Talk with Auntie Kadi. Until then, I will see you now by God's grace next Thursday for where we talk about more issues where they affect Salone and POFA solution as to how we will go before. Una thank you, and again, let God bless Mama Salone. Una tata.